One more translation of Proverbs 24:10 that is very instructive in this regard is the Good News translation of Proverbs chapter 24 verse 10. Here is how the Bible puts it. If you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. My God. My God. Did you hear that? It says, if you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. Because, listen, I cannot remind you, like once the temptation comes, believe you have the capacity to overcome it. You know, sometime a couple of months, December of 2022, my family faced through what you might want to call the worst crisis you can face in life. And people have asked, how are you able to cope? I said, grace is available. It's a choice. You can choose to be overwhelmed like you are the first person it is happening to, or you can choose to take it in your stride and believe God for better days ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, pressures are here. Pressures will increase. Pressures will never go away. You will face it in your marriage, in your finance, in your health, in the society, in your endeavors. There are pressures everywhere. You face it as a parent raising children. You face it if you live in Lagos, Nigeria. You face it in the traffic. There are pressures everywhere. Pressures of mounting bills, pressures of increasing cost of living, pressures everywhere. But friends, listen, you can overcome the pressures. And I want to show you, there are many things. I'm just going to show you a few things that you need to strengthen yourself in, so that when these necessary, unavoidable, certain pressures of life come, you can prevail above them and succeed gloriously. Hallelujah. For if you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. Good News translation, Proverbs chapter 24 and verse number 10. So having said that, the question then becomes, how then, Pastor, do I overcome? It's very simple. When it comes to overcoming pressures, you cannot transfer the responsibility. Pressures of life are non-transferable responsibilities. I'm sure you'll be like me, I wish that my job is to spend and another person's job is to earn the money and pay the bill. Who wouldn't like that? Who wouldn't like that? Your job is just to order and enjoy it, and somebody else works to pay for the money. It's non-transferable. Pressures are non-transferable. You get married, another dimension of pressures. You have children, another dimension of bills and pressures. You are spiritual dimensions of pressures. You want to go up. Sometimes imagine some of the very rich people. Do you know what it means to sit on several boards, get several reports, do all of these things, navigate the turns, the twists, the ups, the downs, the challenges, the ins and the outs that happens with the many facets of life? Pressure. It's called pressure. It's called pressure. I've often said to friends of mine that the reason you can't complain is that if you're afraid of the heat, get out of the kitchen. You don't have to be in the kitchen. Anybody who enters the kitchen knows that there's heat in the kitchen. So how come you are in the kitchen and you are complaining? You don't have to be in a place where things are working. You don't have to be. You don't have to make more money. You don't have to succeed. You don't have to do better than where you are. But if you are choosing to, then don't complain about the heat. It goes with a package. You can't be talking about cooking and yet you are saying, I don't want the heat. No, how do you cook without heat? How do you progress without heat? How do you now? But the ability to bear it and bear it well can be enjoyed, actually can be developed. And I want to show you quickly 4 keys that can help you develop the capacity, the ability to be able to stand through pressures and do very well. Very important. Now that we are seeing that it's unavoidable. And these 4 have to do with growth dimensions.